Morning everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is Airsoft, this is not real, just to give everyone a heads up. Today I'm actually just going to do a bit of testing on this, which is my Axios Customs Rattler, Salvo Precision base, and then they've done all the internals, West Laser in terms of the paint job that they've done on it. But I'm really excited. One of the great upgrades that he's done with this is that he has put an Enpass system in, or a little Enpass in the nozzle. So it's like a little valve, goes in the top of the nozzle, and it means that I can adjust the FPS, so the feet per second, meaning that if I open it up, more gas is going to come through per trigger pull, and that means that it's obviously going to fire the BB faster or harder. If I reduce that, then it's going to fire less hard. So in the UK, and I think this is a UK version of the Rattler from Salvo Precision, they are limited in terms of like outdoor power. At an outdoor field is 350 FPS, whereas in the US, where I normally play, it's 400. So a big advantage, I think, with this is that even if for some reason it's firing a bit hot and with gas, you can have that depending on the outside temperature. If it's hotter outside, the gas is going to expand faster and it's going to fire harder. If it is colder outside, it's going to fire less hot and you may want to turn it up. So it basically has given me this adjustability now where I can turn up the FPS and turn down the FPS. Now I'm going to be playing with this later tonight. I'm actually just going to, quite interesting. Like, I'm quite excited. I'm going with a friend who's only played Airsoft once, I think. And he is not like a regular Airsoft player, just a friend that I wanted to catch up with. And I was looking at Airsoft stores or shops in London. And AGL is kind of like the big one, it seems like now. So they have two locations, one in Camden and one in... Where's the other one? I'll look it up. But there's two locations, and basically they have actually like some kind of shooting ranges there and like a little CQB area. So tonight what I'm going to do is basically take my replicas with me there just to mess around, have fun, and catch up with him. But also going to kind of like sight in my red dots for when I'm playing actual games, and just kind of like feel out, you know, the actual platforms, like how I'm going to reload, how I'm going to run my sling with them, etc. So I'm quite excited for that. So I thought, you know what, for today, just before I go and do that, it's kind of a good opportunity to take each replica and test it out. Oh, there's the Met Police. Test it out on my little smart, it's not a smart target, it's a BB catcher here. I've got one of those small top tent BB tents here that I'm just going to fire into. But it means that I can test this out. I can see what FPS it's currently firing at. I can also test out my Smoky Flare E-shooter tracer and just make sure that that is performing and actually working. This has also got a built-in chronograph in it as well. So what I'm also going to do is take my normal chronograph and also the E-shooter one and just do a bit of a test on like how accurate it is. Because if I don't have to take that chronograph out and I can just rely on this one, which is a lot smaller and I can't imagine it's going to be as accurate, then that's a big change for me, and I'm just going to use that instead. So let me just go through what I'm going to be using today. So I've got the Guns Modify EVO mags, which Axios Customs sent to me. Sorry, my coffee's in the way. Which Axios Customs sent to me. If you haven't seen like how I built out this replica, then there's a full video on it. You know, I've taken the base and the upgraded base that he's given me and then just done these attachments. So there's a list of all the attachments on there. So if you're asking in the comments here, like, what is that? How do I get that? How do I change it? Just go to that video and it'll explain everything there. But I'm going to use the Guns Modify mag. I'm also actually going to try the Salvo Precision kind of Stanag that came with it as well and just see what the performance difference is between these two. So we're going to test those on the Chrono. Gas-wise, I'm just going to use this green gas, which is the Puff Dino standard power. So I think this is just kind of standard green gas. I don't think it's red gas, even though it has got like a red coloring to it on here and not green. But I have bought some various different powers of gas to take with me when I'm going to go and play this week. So hopefully I can kind of vary that as well as varying the Enpass if I need to. And then this actually I bought from BZ Tactical. So that is probably, I think, the biggest airsoft retailer in the UK. Really great to deal with. I was actually messaging them about potentially buying a replica from them on Instagram. Really, really nice kind of people to deal with. I think they are like the biggest kind of manufacturer. They also, I don't know if this is an in-house brand for them, but seems to be, or Rebel Precision seems to be the brand that most of their like in-house BBs are, and I've heard just great things. So when I said to a few subscribers in the UK, like, what should I buy, what BBs, what's the place to order, they were like, just order from BZ Tactical and pick up your gas and your BBs. So these are from BZ, so shout out to BZ Tactical. I'll put a link to their store down below. Delivery from them as well, if you're in the UK or if you're visiting the UK, was amazing. I think they literally shipped me a ton of BBs and gas. Didn't sponsor, I paid for all of it. But shipped me a ton of BBs and gas very, very quickly. So definitely, if you're looking for that kind of thing, then I would recommend that. So what I'm going to do is, I also got one of these, which is the KWA Speed Loader. It doesn't come with that gaffer tape on it. I put that on just to note that it is 0.25 gram tracer BBs. So that's what I'm going to use today as like a medium. It seems like I normally will use 0.32 gram BBs or heavier when I am playing in the US, normally because it's outside and like longer distances. If I'm playing inside, I'll play with 2.5s. I generally on my gas guns like to go heavier, but I have seen on a couple of the sites that I'm going to be playing at, like they limit the weight of the BBs to like a max maybe of 3. And that does make a bit more sense, I think, as well with the reduced FPS limits. If you're not firing at 400 FPS, you may want to go for something smaller. So that's kind of thing. So these Evo mags, what I really like about them is the reload and like how you reload them. A lot of people don't like this, and I don't really understand why. I actually learned this reload trick from Ollie Talks Airsoft, who's no longer with us, but was just such a big influence on my like gas blowback airsoft life that now is. But basically this has like an area here which is like a follower, or has a follower in like a kind of groove. And what you can do here, instead of getting a speed loader with an adapter on it and going through all of that nightmare, you can actually just pull this open wide. You hear that click? That click is where that's locking in place. And now when I push back, you see that follower is not moving. So what you can do is basically, I think some people don't like it because they try and fill this up in that format, just with like that, and then putting it back together is a bit of a nightmare. What Ollie taught me in the video was if you close this thing, new mag there, and you just give yourself a little window like that, and then you take your speed loader, pop it in that little hole here, and then you're just dropping BBs in. This is a new speed loader as well. It is not pushing BBs out every single one. It's got a little bit of it's wearing in. These are good speed loaders though, I would say. Like, they're pretty solidly built. I've got some KWA gas blowbacks, but I've not actually got any of their, like speed loaders or parts that they do. I think they're a lot more popular in the UK than they are in the US. So now I've got the BBs in there. I can just push this down closed, push this button at the bottom here. When I push that, it releases the follower to go up, and then I just close it. And so that as a reload for me is a lot quicker than, or a lot nicer and simpler, less effort than actually kind of doing that. Okay, so this is now going to be the mag loaded for this one. What we'll do first is we might actually just, I'm trying to think if we should test. Let's test the tracer on here. Now, what I do really like about this is it has an app, which is a Bluetooth connection, and I'll show you here quickly what the e-shooter, this is kind of like a video on the Rattler, but obviously there's parts to this Rattler now that that I am kind of, just make sure it's turned on. Okay, there we go. So this has got like shake awake. So because I just rotated that, it's now showing me on the screen that my Rattler is there. This is in the e-shooter app. Now, if I click on that, what is very, very cool, I think it needs an update at the moment, which I need to do, but it basically gives me this chrono screen. So you can see there, it's kind of got like an area down here where it'll log the actual fire. I can also here go to the settings tab. And when it's in the settings tab, I have different options you can see there. So the top one is just the name Rattler. I can put it into chronograph only. So that means it's only going to do chrono. It's not going to waste anything. Smoke level, I can turn the smoke on and off, and then I can go like high or low. I always tend to go high just because I think it's a lot cooler. And then I have mode selection. I've got muzzle flash. That's just him. Oh, hold on 1 second, guys. Sorry. I don't know why, but I just ended up losing that somehow. I've got muzzle flash, tracer with muzzle flash, tracer, and tracer ratio. So I think tracer ratio is going to be like every third shot it's going to trace. I can then also change the color of the muzzle flash. So I could actually just select myself. I just leave it on red because to me that's kind of the most like similar to real steel-ish. And that's kind of like where that is. I can then also set for the chrono, like here I've got it on, I don't know why it says 5.56 millimeter. I presume that's just like you can set the actual millimeters and the weight, which I don't know how that would, I suppose it would affect the, would it affect the FPS and the joule rating? Joule rating maybe. But I've set it to 0.25 grams right there. So what we're gonna do is I'm basically just gonna right now fire this thing and we're gonna see if the tracer and the muzzle flash is working and the smoke. And then we're also going to just see what it's recording these 0.25s at on here so that we can kind of get an idea. I think you've got it set it quite low right now, or that's what I requested. So it may be one where I just want to increase it, but I think he tested it and like tuned the hop up before sending it, which is amazing because normally that's a bit of a bitch to do. I'll probably end up having to do some kind of tweaks on it when I end up playing with it outside at longer ranges, just because it's a, you know, gas, BB weight, etc. As everything's going to play into it. So I kind of need to get that set up. I also, what I'm going to do probably after this video, and I might just do like a short on it, but this laser here, I'm going to want to just basically tune that to a certain distance so that I can see like where that's firing. So without any more delay, just going to charge that. So now we're ready to go. Let me show you quickly just what this looks like when it's firing. Did we have feed issue there? Let's just see if that was, it might not be in right. So you can see there the tracer and you can see the smoke coming out. I think that is so, so cool. Let me just give you a bit more of that. And then what we also have here is the actual readings coming up on the chrono. So you can see there that we're firing right now. Wow, this is really consistent. Okay, so the first shot was at 236. We then went 245, 253, 244, 244, 241, 242, 238, 241. So it kind of settled down after that first like 3 shots. And then we had basically everything between 234 and 238. Like everything there was basically between 234 and 239, which is crazy. So that is firing right now apparently at 0.61 joules. So that is low for what I'm wanting to potentially have it running at. So I may want to just tune the, just open up that Enpass a little bit, or just run it on a bit hotter gas. It isn't super hot here today. It's probably like 18 degrees, I think, something like that, which is maybe low 60s. I'm trying to think of my conversion. I don't really know how to convert. I just know what it is in each one. I know that like 75 degrees or 71 degrees is like a kind of 21 degrees. That's kind of like the room temperature is kind of where I set both of those. So it's colder than room temperature in here right now. I'm going to do quickly just a little, we'll do a little full auto burst so you guys can see that as well. And then we got bolt lock right there. So that, I just love the smoke effect on this. Obviously the trace is very cool to see. Hopefully this angle, you guys can see it pretty well. But with that, we dropped as low as 220. And then that mag is empty. We've got bolt hold on there. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty awesome, I have to say. Let's just quickly do a, I'm going to do it on this mag, and I'm going to wonder, I actually worried earlier, I was like, how am I actually going to load this one? Because I don't have a speed loader adapter for this. There is this on the KWA, and I don't know if this is going to fit or work on here, and it doesn't look like it is. We'll try it, just see. But this little adapter that comes with the KWA speed loader. It kind of like looks like it's supposed to sit on top of a gas mag, but it's not. No, that's definitely not going to do anything there. So maybe what I need to do actually is try and find an adapter for this mag, because otherwise I'm going to have to do a horrible like manual load where I'm just pushing these in each time, which will take a very, very long time, and I will absolutely hate doing it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is basically fill this up again, and then we'll just do a test on the chrono. It's definitely not like as fast in terms of the like rounds per second. Like the rate of fire is not nearly close to the my NPX. Obviously, that's like, you know, supposed to be a higher rate of fire. It's a 9mm, you know, or a copy of a 9mm, like kind of submachine gun. So, you know, this shouldn't be as fast as that, but I was expecting maybe these to be a bit quicker. I don't know why I would expect that. There's no reason to expect that. I was thinking it'd be a bit quicker than my Spear LT, which is the only other MCX, and my XM5. That's the only other MCX-based platform I have, but they're both going to have the same internals. So as I'm saying that, I'm like, the only difference really is barrel length. So I don't know why I would, and handguard length, I don't know why that would affect at all. Okay, so let's put a bit more gas in this as well. Also, I didn't actually let the gas heat up, which probably wasn't great. But that went through that mag very easily. I do love these tracer units, I have to say. Like, I'm a big, big fan of them. Okay, so let's do that. I'm going to turn on the chrono, and we'll get an idea now just of this. This is set to 0.25s. Yep. Okay, so let's get up this guy. I'm going to clear him so we can see exactly which shot is which. So now I'm going to go with, that is saying 238. Okay, that didn't register. That's saying 148. Okay, that's wrong. I don't know why that didn't register there. It might be because I'm pushing this up. I need to like secure this better together so that it's the one thing. It's very tight here on this rail because of the style of the MCX. So it's very hard to get everything like fully tightened up. Okay, 238, 240. That says 115. So I think, you know what I think it is? I think it's the smoke coming out the end is affecting the actual chrono, because these numbers are the same. Here I've got 238, 239, 239, 242, and those are registering. So it is pretty much spot on, I would say. You know, it's like that last one said 242, that one says 242.06, or sorry, 242.58. So it's on par. 241. And then see, the smoke's affected it. So that is one thing you've got to realize with this, is it's not necessarily going to have as much. So if I turn off, or I put this on chrono only mode, let's try that. Because this should now not smoke, is the plan. 242. Okay, it is smoking a little bit from the end of that, I think. Oh no, it is. Smoke level's still on. So I've left smoke on. So let's turn smoke off. Okay, 245, 244, 242, 246, 246, 245. Let's go with rate of fire and see what our rate of fire is on this. That is, I mean, it's super, super consistent. I may just turn up the power is the only thing I'm thinking. If that's firing at 0.6 joules right now, it's probably perfect for indoor. If I go and play outdoors, I think I may just kind of like twist it and tune it and just see where I can get that Enpass like right on the limit. Okay, here we go. Let's go with full auto. Let's see what our rate of fire is. Okay, so we're at 13.3 rounds per second. So it's not super fast, but it is, let's turn this back on. It's not super fast, but it is not slow at all. Bolt lock, there we go. I just love that smoke. I don't know. You need to let me know if you guys like it or not. I hope it's coming across in the camera pretty well. So that's probably going to be about it, guys, for me testing this today. I need to work out more how I'm going to do speed, like loading on this. I'll have to look at my other speed loader and see if I have an adapter on that one. If not, I need to go to Jaeger Precision or someone like that and go and get some actual, like, what do you call it, adapters from him to like do it with, because he makes them himself. And I've got those in the US, so I've shipped them all the way from over there. But yeah, I'm going to give you guys an update on tonight. I'm actually going to do the same thing right now with my Mark. It's not a Mark, it's an HK416. So I'm going to do it with the HK416. So you've got that. So that video will be coming out in the next couple of hours. And then I'm going to be there tonight at this AGL Airsoft in, is it Aldershot? No. Trying to think the other location, but I'll be there tonight. I'll give you guys kind of like a little background. I'll shoot some content so you guys can see what it looks like, because I'm really, really excited to test it out. And then I'm going to be testing this guy, just tuning it, making sure it's all good, and we'll go from there. All right, guys, thank you so much. Let me know if you have any questions on this, and if there's anything else you want to see, internals or performance. Have a great day, and I'll see you very soon in that next video. Goodbye.